So with the air intake all fixed up, the last job of the day is to charge up the AC. The reason why we do that is because if we have to work on the engine again, do some adjustments, the AC is always in the way because the pipes don't move that much. So taking it out for a test drive goes very well, except it's a little bit sluggish, it's a little bit slow. So when I was out on the road, I decided to pop by my local scrapyard. Tempting as it may be to leave it there, I actually put it on the scales, on the balance, and weighed it. See what it weighs. Interesting, eh? So the regular weight of a 110 300 TDI county station wagon from 1994 is 4,363 pounds. I'll do it in pounds first. Or 1,979 kilos. This weighs 5,780 pounds or 2,620 kilograms. Now, so a little bit of mathematics. It's carrying 1,417 pounds of extra weight or 641 kilos. So it's getting up there, and that would explain why it's a bit sluggish. Now, good thing is there's no leaks and there's no black smoke, and I tell you something, that engine runs super smooth. You know, I think it's thanks to Dave giving me the heads up to balance the rods, because otherwise I would never have thought of it. I thought they were already balanced. What do I know? Yeah, super smooth, runs nice and quiet. Very nice. Oh, another thing might be a bonus, I don't know. The heater's excellent in it. I don't know what's wrong with it. But anyway, so the last job of the day is to charge up the AC, and we're doing it the poor man's way. Why are we doing that? Well, usually with AC I take it down to a professional shop and they do it. They don't charge all that much, but in this case nobody would touch it. Why? Because when they looked at it and they took a little sample out of it, they said, oh, this has had some sealer in, or it's a different gas, or is this, that and the other. And everywhere he went, nobody would put it on the machine. So we have to do it the poor man's way. And how we do it by the poor man's way, we have a set of gauges like this that you can pick up off eBay, or you can pick them off Amazon, or anywhere you want. In fact, car boot sales, everybody's got them. They don't really run out of accuracy that much. You know, you don't have to be that accurate. Some people be very anal with AC, but I'm not. As long as it works, I don't care. Why? Well, it's a Land Rover in it, it's going to leak at one point. So, what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up with this stuff. This is called Red Tech 12A. Alright, and it comes in a little can. This is a new product. Well, it's been out for a couple of years, but I've used it quite a lot, and it's handy for us DIY men. It's a refrigerant, but it doesn't look much, but it's actually equivalent to twice the capacity. So if I can get my seeing eyes on here, this 6 ounce can is equal to 16 ounces, or 170 grams is equal to 510 grams, which isn't too bad. Usually it takes about 2. Now what you're supposed to do is put these on a scale and weigh them, but well, 2 in it's alright, it works. So what you need though to connect your gauges to the can is one of these little taps. Again, you can pick these up off eBay, cheap as chips, but when you get them, get 2. Why get 2? You're going to put an airline fitting in one, and then you're going to connect it up to the compressed air. Now, I know what you're going to say. You don't do it that, oh Mike, you're doing it all wrong. Well, a compressor works on pressure and vacuum and stuff like this. Well, usually what you do is you vacuum, you pump out your lines out to get rid of any moisture, but you don't know if there's any leaks, because if you're vacuuming, you can actually suck a seal tight and it won't leak. But if you put some pressure in, then the pressure could go the other way. So you want to test it both ways, because these do run at a bit of pressure. So what you're supposed to do is use a valve like this and charge it with nitrogen, because it's in inert gas. Well, I ain't got none. So I'm using my dry shop air, And it doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest, because when we put the vacuum pump on to pull all the moisture out, if there's any moisture in this line, then it's going to boil out. And I usually run the vacuum pump for about an hour anyway. You're supposed to run it for about half an hour or so, but I run it for an hour just in case. The reason, like I say, you just don't know if there's a high pressure leak or if there's a leak in the condenser at the front. You have no idea. So it's best to use something cheap like compressed air. Find out where your leaks are first and then charge it up with gas. So I'll do that. I'll cover that later. I'll stop this video now because these have got £100 in and they've never budged 1 iota in the last 15 minutes. I'm going to go upstairs for a quick cup of tea and come back down and check them. If they're still stable, off we go. We're off to the races. We'll start to charge up the AC. So stick around. So after a very long tea break of nearly an hour, this never moved 1 iota on the pressure side. So we know that's good. The next thing, we get our little vacuum pump, which you can get pretty cheap off eBay, and we're going to vacuum the system out. So simply just connect your yellow lead to the pump. Now just be a bit warned here because sometimes you need different connectors. Make sure the adapter's right. I'm not really sure about AC too much. There's all sorts of R380 and, oh no, that's a gearbox, isn't it? R12 R12 and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we don't know. So we turn it on. There we go. Ooh. Oh, oil's a bit thick. I might have to leave it to warm up a bit. There we go. Now remember, if you're ever using gauges like this, to open them up fully, because there's a backstop seal on the valve here. So there's not only a seal going that way, but there's a seal going that way, and that's to stop any air getting sucked in. So I'm going to leave that. It's vacuuming nice. Pretty good. Now we're going to get some dinner. So I'm going to leave this for about an hour again. It takes time. I don't charge for that. I just clip it in and let it do its work. And then all we have to do is fill it full of gas. How simple is that? So after an hour on the vacuum pump, I know it only needs half an hour, but just in case. We now shut off the pump and shut the valve off on the yellow pipe and see if it holds vacuum. That's quite warm. I'm not surprised. So that's that done. And now we leave it and see if that moves. Now we must retain the vacuum in that system because that's going to pull through our refrigerant. It's going to suck it back in when we start the engine up as well, so it's going to make it a little bit easier. But let's leave it for a little while and see what it does. Again, for all you sort of saying, oh, you don't do it like this, you don't do it like that, this works. And it works for somebody who's got no real access to do AC work, not unless you send it to a shop. And like I say before, nobody would touch this. There's only sort of me who would do it. So, but it works. It worked before. We had to degas it. We had to take it off to get the engine out. So, been working fine all summer. All right, back in a bit. Half an hour later. So we're going to start to open the valves now. This is an old can, not much in it, but we might as well use it up. They do actually leak once you've opened them a little bit, but oh well, might as well use it up. That's the only thing about these cans, that you've got to use them. So we'll open the valve up fully, that one on there, and then we'll open this up. Now we turn it upside down so we get the gas to come out. That one's empty. Shut off the valve. And we'll get a little bit of gas come out of here when we open this. Nothing much we can do with that. Kill a few polar bears. Oh, bloody pests they are. Great big paws on them. You'll take your arm off. Don't want them things. So to open the cans up, new cans, there's a little key at the top. We've got this one shut. I'm going to pierce the can. Slow it again. That makes a change, doesn't it? We're going to open this can up, and then we're going to start to run the engine with the AC on. So that's open. Right, let's. This is a bit difficult to do. So we're going to start the engine up. We'll get a bit noisy. The clutch is working on the AC, so that's good. Well, trying to warm the can up a bit so the gas expands. Oh, that's looking good. Shut this off and see what shut the can off and see what the AC is doing. It's like being outside. So the blower is blowing ice cold now, that's good, because it's about 20 degrees in here, so it's obviously not the fan sucking air in into the cabin, it's quite cold. You know, for a cheap job it gets the results, and that's what people want. Now there, did you hear that? That's the AC cycling on and off. That's a compressor just switched off. So it's got its temperature. I'll open the door and it should switch back on again. You'd think I'd done it before, wouldn't you? What happened when I opened the door? It lets the cold air out, so the temperature drops. I'm going to let that run for a bit. I'm happy, signing off. So that's this job done. I've just got to do some cleaning and bits and pieces and this can go. So, we'll talk to you later, bye.